Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dice Tower. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla.
We've been gone for 100 years.
It feels like it. Yeah.
We've been gone for 2 weeks.
I don't remember how to do things anymore, Tom.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn my computer on this
I was
morning.
so frazzled trying to leave the
true.
house this morning. I was like, oh, what am I forgetting? I don't know how to go to the office.
Don't
it
know
was
how
so
to work
awkward.
anymore.
I don't know. I can't do it.
We were at the World Series of Board
It's
Games,
weird. Ugh.
and we streamed live from there. So you saw, I mean, it's not that we weren't live. We were live from... Or we were,
They
Vegas.
haven't been here
It's in
for a couple
Vegas.
of weeks.
Yeah,
is
then we
kinda
were
what
in
it is,
and
yeah.
Essen, and then a hurricane came through, which is why
It
Joey's
did.
not here right now because his town got shellacked by it,
He did.
and we got hit by a tornado. That's exciting. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Joey's
Joey's
safe.
fine.
Sorry, thanks. Everyone from the Dice
Everyone's
Tower is fine, I think. Is there
Emotional.
anyone
we
we
not
haven't
know?
seen? No, Sharon called
Mike.
me this morning.
Mike's fine. Mike's fine.
I talked to Kenny. Yeah, we haven't heard from Jason. I'm sure he's
Sharon's
fine.
fine. I talked to Sharon.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
we're all
yeah,
good.
a smorgasbord. A tornado came through and took out our fences.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I came to the studio, saw leaves in the front yard, went and recorded the podcast, walked in the backyard. I was like, "Is the fence gone?"
Oh my gosh.
Seems wide open out here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mike
so-
Delisha says Mike is fine.
Oh, good. We were
good.
worried about that hurricane up in Indianapolis. Yeah, actually, we're very fortunate. It took out the fence, and it hit some of my neighbor's trees and things like that, but it did not hurt anybody or animals, so that's good.
or the sheds.
It also came through at 4:45 in the morning, which is good in a sense that nobody's out walking out and about during that time.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a little bit too
Yeah.
early for
It's
that.
just crazy to me, yeah.
So, all right, we want to say thank you to some of our Kickstarter backers. We want to say thank you to Vanessa G., Tommy from Texas,
Tommy from
Deanna and Ricky, the Ferndale Foray Blood Bowl League,
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Zock, our resident statistician from our Dice Star events.
Statistician,
really?
I think.
Yeah, that too.
You know, whatever. It's fine.
Anton Sy, Cooper and Annie Youngs, Kevin Morrison family, John Justice.
John
Oh,
Justice,
that's
by
a
day, a
superhero, yeah.
mild-mannered
Oh, no,
lawyer.
it's just us.
Oh,
Oh.
Daniel Westermark and Steve and Beverly Sanderson. All right.
Thank you.
The good news is we will not be leaving mostly for the rest of the year. In 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks, I'll be going to the Simon Con in Thailand. So if you're over there, I'm going to say hi to you. But other than that, we're going to be mostly in studio. We have different events coming up, and we're looking forward to future conventions. The next con is Dice Tower Cruise, but after that, Dice Tower West.
Dice Tower West.
Here's the thing. If you don't get your Dice Tower West room soon, that room block is going to run out.
yeah.
And we're in a new hotel.
We're going to
So for
laugh
those of
at you.
who did not like the last hotel, we hear you, and we're at a nicer hotel.
Yeah.
And a bigger space, too.
The Westgate.
Right? Much bigger
Oh,
gaming
my
space
word.
and everything. Right.
It's so big. Lots of space to play.
Yep. Come and join us for that.
So check out that, DicestarWest.com. Other than that, we are only going to be live a few days this week, today and tomorrow. We later on today we'll be doing crowd surfing since we didn't do it yesterday.
Yep.
And we got reviews and things going up, including so much unboxing. Unboxing.
your work
There are
cut out.
4 unboxings coming out this week.
Oh.
Well, the unboxings already happened.
It'll be good practice for Z. He was just saying he
I
had
got it.
trouble
I'm
turning
good.
on his
I'm
computer.
fine.
Those will be good.
I'll figure it
Some
out.
practice.
All right. Well, let's get started with the board game news.
That was really rhythmic tapping.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right. Well, I can play the piano. I need to.
Oh, okay.
Probably not on the table with the microphones, but, you know.
Oh.
I can play the piano on the table with the microphones. You mean I shouldn't? Anyhow, let's take news. Let's start talking about the Spiel Fair at Essen. So it's sold out for the first time ever.
Is that real? Is
Yes.
that true?
Yeah. Well, they, as
didn't
far as
feel it?
I know that they said they had no more tickets on Monday, Tuesday. Monday.
Sorry.
On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then 4-day. I don't think they sold out Sunday tickets.
Slackers.
That being said, I did see some furor online of people who bought plane tickets, hotel rooms, and did not buy tickets to the fair because they've never had to in the past.
That's
I get
so
it. On the one
crazy,
hand,
though.
I get
Come
it. It's
on.
like you can just show up and buy tickets. I get it on the one hand. It's always been the case for however many years. On the other hand, Buy tickets ahead
Right.
of time. Plan
Like,
ahead.
You bought plane tickets. Is it because they didn't want to front all the money at one time? Are they trying to push the
Buying
expenses?
the tickets for the fair is not that much more on top of like hotel and flights,
I get
right?
that, but I mean, also if it already strains someone's budget, I don't understand.
Yeah.
As a planner, I don't understand. I could not just show up and get a ticket at the door.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, that would
cannot.
bother me so much.
I
I'd be
can't
like,
do that going
what
to the zoo, much less going to like another country.
I've done it at the zoo.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just going to
you're
go buy a ticket at the zoo. I'm not pre-buying a ticket at the zoo. That's like calling ahead to McDonald's. Be like, I'm coming. You still got burgers, right?
I do know it. You don't pre-order before you
No.
go with the app?
If you
I
come to
do.
Miami, we have a great zoo. But
Oh, it
anyhow,
is fantastic.
Also,
Pre-order your
really
tickets.
good big McDonald's.
you don't need to pre-order your tickets at the zoo. It never
I
will-
do.
it
One
will-
of us does. I don't
it
want
will
to show
never
up.
get full, the zoo. It will never
You
get
never
full.
know.
And I
That's
was
what
there.
they said about Essen.
I was there when they opened it after COVID. It was a crowded zoo.
Hmm.
Anyhow, so they said that they had 204,000 people, which again is a lie, for 4 days. That means 204,000
Turnstiles.
turnstiles. And I know that they're saying this because they said one of the reasons that they sold out is that they're not allowed to have more than 50,000 people on site at any given time. Now, that's some weird math because 50,000 times 4 is 200, not 204. But I'm guessing some people came part of a day and left, and then other people came.
But I mean, that means what if you leave for lunch? Because you get that band for lunch, and then
You might not be able to come back in
why not?
because you were out and somebody else came in and took your
how
spot
do
for
they
the
know?
day. They're
They
German.
get- oh, that's
That's
fair.
how they know.
That's fair.
Their
Yep.
math is watertight.
If McDonald's is right next to the zoo, I'd be suspicious. No, we have Burger King next to the zoo. Anyway, so they said that. Oh no, it does say Sunday also sold out. So
Oh,
go
really?
figure. Which
It
is
didn't
weird
feel it.
because Sunday did not feel
Oh,
particularly
Sunday
full.
was so nice. I could go to the bathroom in like 10 minutes.
I was told though
So
that halls
nice.
2 and 3, 2 and 1 and 2 were much more crowded.
Oh, interesting.
See, everyone definitely Essen is turning into Gen Con in the sense that when Thursday comes, there's the mad rush. We know this
Yes.
because at our booth, if you ever want to see us, Thursday morning is a great time because everyone just
Yeah.
runs right by our
Right
booth to
by.
grab their games.
Yeah. They go get everything that's hot and they know will run out.
So anyways, large was a success, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it in a bit. They had modernization. Their app was much better. Their mascot was everywhere. They wanted to push that, and their star guest was Aaliyah, the frontman of the rock band Saltatio Mortis.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah. No,
Huh.
I met
know they had
Him.
special guests.
him.
Him?
I met
Sure.
him. Yeah, I met him briefly.
Yeah, where?
He was great. He was signing games.
How tall is he? He was shorter than I expected.
Next year, the fair will be October 23rd to 26th, which is much later.
Do you know why? I found out. I'm so excited. You know
Okay,
why. You were
what?
there for the
I don't
conversation too.
remember.
How it
Okay.
is?
Yeah. No. It's because the school districts. There's competing school districts in the area, and so they're always on a 2-week holiday, and so they do it to coincide with the second week of the school district that it's in. But the other outlying school districts complained that they want to be able to attend during their holiday as well, so they're going to a rotation. So now it's going to be later during the second week of the other school district's holiday, and then it'll come back to early. So it's going to rotate between the school district's holidays.
So you're saying it might be more crowded? It already sold out.
No, it's a different school district. It's different. It's different crowded.
Different credit.
Different crowded.
So it'll sell out. Two different people is what you're saying?
Yes.
That's better.
Yeah.
That makes me feel
Or
better.
this is what I was told. So secondhand.
I thought it might be because it might be a little bit colder. It might even snow.
Oh, I'm
It's
so
possible.
excited.
It's possible.
If it snows, I
That
will
would be amazing.
So
Well,
happy.
It will not snow.
You don't
What?
know
No.
that. What are you, a meteorologist?
No, because otherwise I have a really good. You guys would always be talking to me here.
That's true.
All right. The dock workers on the East and Gulf Coast have agreed to suspend their strike, which is good, not just for gaming, but for everyone.
Mainly
They're
for
suspended
Especially with the
it
holidays.
till January 15th. So that's when the problems will start. But yeah, it is nice to not have to worry about
Yeah.
getting stuff over the holidays.
Right. So the strike lasted, what, 2 days total or something like that, I think, before the agreement. It was a very short window, which is good.
Well, let's hope that they resolve it because that would
Yes.
be a pain for us.
I do always find it very interesting how organized strikes are for these companies. You know,
Yeah.
the big strikes, they're like, we're going to be going on strike in 2 weeks' time. We wanted to let you know.
This is your 2
2
weeks'
time.
notice.
Oh, there's something happening? We can push it a week. No problem. It's just so strange to me. It's not like we're not coming in. Like,
Right,
it's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
sudden, you know what
It's
I mean?
like, yeah.
They warn people. Like, they warn the company. Listen, find alternates.
Telling you. Yeah.
Because we're going to be on strike.
I feel like it's your mom counting down. 3, 2,
Yeah, I know.
1.5.
I'm more annoyed that
Like-
they can be so organized about this strike and they can't get my packages on time. I'm like, where's my package? It's still at the dock.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but when's it coming?
We're planning a strike. We don't know.
All right. This is big news, actually. Stonemeyer Games, Funforge sold Tokaido to Stonemeyer Games. So Stonemeyer Games is going to be reprinting Tokaido. This kind of was a surprise to me. I mean, This is the first time that they have bought a... Well, no, they did Libertalia. But I don't know that they bought that from another company. They just got the rights to it after it.
And that was like a second edition. I don't know if that counts because they were selling Tokaido stock at their booth at Essen.
So they just took
They took
the game,
existing
not
they took
Libertalia.
existing stock and were selling it.
Well, look at this picture. It looks like it's part of their line already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just incorporated it right in. So it might be the first time they went with that
So
model.
I talked to them a bit though, and it's almost the same game, but when they do reprint it, they're selling out the existing stock, but they're going to be adding a solo mode,
Okay.
which will be sold separately if you don't already own it. If you already own it, I mean. And there was something else they were going to do too. I don't remember what it was. They haven't decided what they're doing with the other two games yet: Tokaido Duo and Namaji.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
But I think they have them too. So.
Okay.
CGE has a new logo, and I have to give CGE props on this new logo. They announced it, and then it was on everything. Like,
They planned ahead for
They
it.
pushed it.
when we
very
changed
well.
the Dice Tower logo, we have still got people using the old logo at some
Right.
places. They had this on their new games. SETI has this on it. They're ready to go with this one.
I also like the logo.
It's super
I think
cute.
it's very striking. It's very iconic. It's clear. It has personality without being too busy. I really like it. And it's a winky monkey.
And it said they're also
It's a
unveiling next
spaceman,
year
I
their
think.
new website.
Spaceman.
Yeah, it's from a
monkey.
Galaxy Trucker.
Yeah.
The
I'm
little
still going with
dudes.
monkey.
It's the only unfortunate thing about this logo.
Well, that's from Galaxy Trucker?
Yes.
Well,
Pick
just
any of your other games.
pretend it's a monkey. Makes me happier. That's what I'm doing.
All right, the Tabletop Games Designer Association and Barnes & Nobles have worked together to put designer names on the website. So you can see an example here, Wormspan by Connie Vogelman and Wingspan by Elizabeth Hargrave. And so the Tabletop Game Designer Association, which just recently started a couple years ago, is the American version of a similar organization, I think the DZA,
Okay.
in Germany. That's about the rights of designers. The one in Germany was the one that they got the names on the boxes to begin with. So now it's getting them on websites.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I like this.
I mean, because it makes sense. If you see a book there, the book has the author's name right after it also,
Not the publisher,
which matters
It's
to
never
me.
by
or whatever.
Penguin or whatever. It's
right.
by whoever wrote
exactly.
it. Yeah.
No, I think that's great.
That's good. That's good. It's a good move.
Now, that's Barnes & Noble. I wonder if Amazon is going to do the same thing, but we'll see.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
All right. Forest Shuffle won the Fair Play magazine, where they do an annual best card game. And so it was Forest Shuffle, which is still very popular. People were grabbing this at Essen, and it's been out for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that logo.
No, I
The Fair Play horsey?
Is
I
it a
don't like
camel?
It's a horse.
Are you
Is it
sure?
a
I think
human?
it's a horse.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a donkey.
They have
it's all
hooves,
the
but then they
above.
also have hands.
They're also backwards, right? Those hooves are backwards, right?
What? No.
I don't know.
No,
They're-
you're right. They're not.
they're round in the
correct.
front,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're good. That's right.
Yeah.
But then they have hands.
And then a Calvin haircut. Okay,
I
anyway.
really hate it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some games. Here we go. Osprey has announced Burnt Moon, or Line of Fire Burnt Moon. So this is a standalone two-player game that fuses the lean deck building of the award-winning Undaunted series with fast-paced lane battling. 30-minute game, two-player. Great cover.
That's
There's a
beautiful.
lot going on in that cover in a good way.
That's cool.
I like the lasers.
So that's coming Eventually, don't know when. It doesn't say here. Okay. Also, Escape Tales: The Awakening is coming to Steam this year. So if you've never played Escape Tales: The Awakening, now this is a long 6-hour escape room game. You can pause it, so you just come back and play it again. I'm wondering if this will add sound effects and stuff. I will tell you this: if you've never played this story is a super duper dark story.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was that one that I've heard about.
Like this, so in this story, your wife has died, and your daughter is in a coma. Your life is not particularly great at this point, and so you are like entering your daughter's psyche, and that's the most positive thing of it. But
Wow.
well, I think there's like 18 endings, and one of them was sort of nice. So,
Jeez.
wow.
Wow,
But the puzzles
okay.
are really good. There's a lot of puzzles, so it'll be interesting how to do that in Steam.
That's interesting. I'd like to check that out.
All right, Wicket the game. So this is a new game from Eric Boyeres. Erica. You're right. Based on the Wicket film that's debuting. So I guess this is just half the game then. I still can't believe they're
I
doing.
don't get it. Why?
No, the Wicket musical that they're releasing, this new movie, is the first half of the musical.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I didn't know
I didn't
that
know
part.
that at
What?
all.
What?
They haven't made that very
Why?
clear from any advertising.
No, I had no idea.
They're definitely all right. I don't get it because I didn't think the musical was that long, and even
No,
if it
it's
was,
not.
do a Lord of the Rings thing.
Because it's based very much on the musical, not on the book, right?
Yeah, I
Because the
think so.
musical does digress from the book. So it is
Well, the songs in the musical are better than the songs in the book.
the book the musical is based on?
Yeah, there's a book.
Wicked?
Is a book.
I never read the book.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a
Do you
book.
mean Wizard of Oz?
No.
No, I don't
it's a
mean Wizard of
modern.
Oz.
No. It's a modern book based
Yeah,
on
okay.
those
Okay, that
books.
makes more
Yes.
sense. Like I know there's a book.
No, not the Wizard of Oz.
No. Yeah, it's a book.
That's a cool
The
cover,
book is
though.
also called
Yeah.
Wicked. So
I feel like this was just time. I mean, it's a hot IP. Yeah, why not?
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
yep, sure. We knew.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm not particularly
Yeah.
ooh, I've always wanted a board game based on Wicked. This just means if we play it, people are gonna be singing the songs.
which one? Like what?
Defying Gravity.
There it
How
is.
does it
That's
go?
it.
How does it
No,
go?
I'm not saying that. Do you think I have the high voice for that song?
Sure, you got this.
You can
play
do
the piano. You
popular.
play the
Sing
piano.
popular.
Oh, I do like popular.
Go ahead.
No. Unlock Kids. What's wrong with you two today? Unlock Kids. This is the 4th establishment. I haven't even played the 3rd one. Didn't we get the 3rd one?
Yes.
Whose house is it at? Someone
Not
has it.
Then
it.
maybe no.
Yeah. I haven't seen the
Let's
3rd
say
one.
Wendy's house.
I will say these Unlock Kids, especially ones games, are really popular.
Anyhow, this one has Song of the Sea, The Secret of Kells, and Wolf Walkers. They look pretty cool, actually.
Pretty.
These are great. These are fantastic.
Is that kids'
games.
artwork?
Is that what?
Is that kids' artwork?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's the people who did Wolf Walkers or whatever, right? Is that art
Okay.
style?
Just
Yeah.
that top one, I was wondering if it was kind of like Cora Quest, where it's kids' artwork that an artist.
No,
'cause
but
it
way to
looks-
offend an adult out
Yeah.
there.
Just saying. I was
No,
confused.
no, it's not that great artwork. Okay.
Wow.
Nova Era. This is a game coming from Andrea Cerversio. This is a CMON game, actually, without miniatures. It looks like a straight-up Euro game, building your civilization, getting technologies, territories, and personalities, pulling them from a tableau. You'll be drafting and spending dice in this game.
Cool.
Looks really cool. This is also, I'm not sure when this is coming out. Oh, Q1 2025.
Looks good. I like that cover.
Wow.
Maybe I'll see an early copy of this at the
Bet.
expo.
I bet so.
That'd be cool.
Maybe they'll let you bring it back to share.
Yeah. One of the hottest games at the Spiel was the Lord of the Rings duel game, which we're reviewing here. But they're not done with this. Since Asmodee owns the Lord of the Rings brand, they are going to pump out more games. And so we have a Lord of the Rings trick-taking game, The Fellowship of the Ring. This is from Brian Bormuller, who designed this game, which I have played.
You talk about this game you've played?
Yeah, briefly. I've not played through much of it, but essentially it is a cooperative trick-taking game, very similar to The Crew in many ways, but has a storyline to it, and you'll be adding and taking cards out of the deck, which act as characters.
All right, I'm interested.
I love the look. The stained
I like
glass
it.
window look thing is really cool.
Way to go, Lord of the Rings, but make it unique at the same time.
Right,
Make
right.
it stand
Pick
out.
pick a look.
So good. So good.
I love that. It doesn't have to be, John Howe again. It could. You can do some funky.
Right.
Kind of like Chibis for Marvel, right? It's like unexpected.
Right.
But they're picking a thing. I
Yep.
like that.
This won't be the last time you see a Lord of the Rings game from Asmodee. Again, one of their studios,
trick-taking.
Embracer, that owns Asmodee, also owns a studio that owns Middle Earth. So I'm sure you'll see 10 games over the next few years.
No doubt.
All right, cool.
It'll be the new zombies.
I want to see like Lord of the Rings Carcassonne. I want to see Lord of the Rings Dobble.
I'm interested in none of that.
Gandalf. All right. All right. So the indie board game market is returning for its second time in Seoul. This is October 12th to 13th. It's similar to the game market in Japan. I'm assuming a lot of the different, you can see a whole long list of publishers there. I'm pretty sure a lot of these games and publishers we just saw because there was a lot of Korean publishers at the Essen Spiel.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very cool.
Wait,
very
it's
cool.
October 12th?
like this weekend.
It starts. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
Just making sure.
Still make it.
Some of this news is
You can
older
make it.
because we would have told you earlier. Okay. The DeVere has announced some of their stuff for 2025.
Exciting.
The artwork shown is not necessarily final and everything else here. This is
But I
Transgalactica.
like it.
Don't change his artwork,
I
DeVere.
don't
you kidding
change
me?
that.
This artwork is final.
I have decided it's final.
This is from Danielle Tashini.
Okay.
The Galactic Senate has launched a Transgalactica decree in order to increase their knowledge and influence beyond the already well-known fringes of the galaxy.
Okay.
So everyone sent fleets out for adventure. So it's a worker placement engine building game.
Yes, yes.
5 rounds. You take an action and everyone else can follow the same action, but they don't get the bonus. It's Puerto Rico time, baby.
Trans Puerto Rico tica.
Hey, look, I've always been mind-boggled that mechanism isn't used in more games. I really like
The
it.
follow,
agree.
the
I
follow
agree.
mechanism.
The follow,
Yes.
but whoever takes the main
Yeah.
action gets a bonus. I've always liked
I
that.
really like it. Yeah.
Also from DeVere, Ace of Spades. Don't change this cover
Oh my
either.
gosh. They're nailing. Is that like?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
like a cowboy orc?
No, that's the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.
That doesn't help me. What is that? What is it?
What band is that? Motorhead. Thank you. That's the lead singer from Motorhead, all zombified, I guess. And one of their big hits is Ace of Spades.
Oh.
Yes,
That song.
I knew that.
Dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 dun. You never heard that song?
I have heard that song.
No, that doesn't help.
That's fantastic. I love this cover so much.
all right.
Well, I'm glad.
There it
That's
is.
funny. Chris immediately recognized it too.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, this is a game for 1 to 2 players, and you will take on the role of magician gamblers in the Weird West. Your path of vengeance has led you to Sweet Haven, Arizona. You know the necromancer who has ruined your life has taken over the cemetery as the base of his operations, and you're going to finish him off at all costs. You face Lord Killmister, a supernatural being, but your prowess as a gambler goes beyond sleight of hand.
Oh, wow. That's pretty funny. I like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad we enjoyed it. Let's move on.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right. Red carpet. This is from Elo Puedes, Anna Lucchini, and Pau More. You are the paparazzi, and you want to get the attention of movie stars on the red carpet, so you take the best photos. I already hate the theme. I never want to be the paparazzi. But you know what this looks like? It looks a lot like
Yes. Picture perfect.
Picture Perfect.
Yep.
Is this an actual
That's
picture
exactly-
you're taking? That's a phone, right? That's a
That's
real
what I'm
phone.
thinking. And it looks like you're trying to position them to take the picture, and it's all about perspective. It looks a
Yeah.
lot like it.
I don't know if that's a phone. Yeah, that is a phone.
That's like a game piece. Is it?
Oh.
That looks like
That's
a real
game
phone.
piece? Then how would it change then?
It looks like a real phone.
You're right. And here's how you know it's a fake phone, because the
Ow.
background of those 3 people is blue.
No, sir. That's
Oh.
called enhanced reality.
Enhance it.
Oh, Marion
it's
says
more.
it's like picture perfect, but with less setup. So that'd be interesting.
This looks interesting.
Huh. All right. You're right. I don't like the theme as much as the other, but
Covenant. Not only is this cover not final, but the name's not final.
Okay.
This is coming in Spiel next year. You're dwarfs. You've been evicted from your home, and now you want vengeance. There's a lot of vengeance. Something bad must have happened to the DeVere people, and they're like, we'll get our revenge.
Cool. That's cute.
Yep.
So that's a year away. All right. Now we are at a new drafting game called, this is from DeVere, called Quorum.
Oh, there's an M there hiding at the end.
Oh, wow.
I
that
did
is
not
hard
see
to
that
see.
M at all. You're right.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to say quorum.
Wow.
Anyway, the Roman Empire has spread around. You are Roman senators who share the power of Rome, and you acquire the greatest amount of influence possible. So you're playing cards to influence provinces. I hope it's more interesting than it looks, because it don't look great. The board and all.
I assume it's still in prototype.
Oh,
is what
for
we're
sure,
seeing.
right?
That
Yeah,
being said,
I assume.
DeVere knows how to knock them out of the park with these medium box games. I assume there's 800 more pieces we're not seeing, because that looks like too few pieces to fit into their box. This
I
also
do like
looks-
the look of their games always captivates me. Almost always. They're arresting.
Even this one?
I like the look of that cover, yeah.
Oh,
Card-
the cover specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
All right,
really
let's leave. DeVere and go to, sorry, got tired for a second there. And go to Hasbro. They're going to be making an expansion for Life in Reterra Moonrise.
Oh, wow. Already.
Eric Lang mentioned this to me at the Spiel Fair, and I asked him if it would fit in the original box, and he said, sadly, no. The original box has those nice inserts to hold the pieces.
Got it.
So it looks like there's 10 new buildings and 54 tiles, some more options. And then there's also 30 moon tiles that get shuffled in with the land tiles. And there will be a lunar event board and things. So it sounds like more of the same and then a module.
This
type
is
thing.
interesting because, this game was supposed to be mass market, like that crossover between hobby and mass market. And I find that expansions usually aren't mass market. They're more of a hobby thing. So it's interesting to see it kind of veering that way.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't think of any expansions sold in stores that aren't things that are like Funko
Right.
or
I mean, you'll have
Villainous or things that, have a lot of expansions.
Right, or something like you'll have like all the different Ticket to Rides, but they're standalone. They're not expansions. I feel like mass market
Yeah, I don't
goes
think they
more
sell
that
the
way.
expansions in mass market normally.
So it's interesting.
I think an expansion to a board game is a fairly foreign concept to mass market audiences, right?
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
DLC for a video game, we're there. Like people know what that is. That used to be a foreign concept, but yeah, I think for board games it's still a weird idea that I can buy a box off the shelf, but I can't play it. I need another thing that I got to make sure I have.
So that's just a really interesting to see it going that way because they pushed it so much as like mass markets where it's at. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, then our last piece of news, and this is a cool looking game, but it made me laugh. Reiner Knizia's
There we go.
Cosmo Lancer.
Of course.
So that looks cool. Beautiful. Space theme.
Space whales.
Really interesting.
Space whales.
Do you know anything about this game?
Oh, I do.
Do you?
This is a
Space
remake.
whales.
This is a remake of a game called Kingdoms. Kingdom has absolutely zero theme in it. And I know this because the game was called Kingdoms. Then it was called Beowulf, based on the movie Beowulf, and now Cosmo Lancer. Oh, I actually like the game. It's a very simple game of you draw tiles and you put them in this square grid, and then you also put your, I was about to say castles, your whales in the grid. And when the row or column is finished, you'll get the points for that.
Well, this one you're taking pictures,
like
so the things you're
tic-tac-toe.
placing is actually
Oh, it's a camera.
cameras.
What?
You're right. I can see those are cameras. You're just placing a camera on the board.
Yeah.
How's that different than a
Cosmo
whale?
Lancer.
I mean, it's still pretty themeless.
You're taking pictures of space whales. You're a space
Yeah.
photographer, yeah? Follow me on this.
It's again, I'm okay
again,
with this
cool.
because I like the base game a lot.
They're trying. Avalon Hill's putting out some funky new stuff, right? Life in Reterra. This is the next one, kind of that they're pushing.
Was Life in Avalon Hill? Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, it's sort of. This is the follow up to that, and I don't mean that they're connected at all. I just mean that's the next one they're choosing to do in this new kind of threading the needle push between hobby and blurring that line.
Yeah.
That line between hobby and mass market. Trying to diminish that line. Or erase it even.
I guess.
or capitalize on both markets.
This
Capitalize
Call
on
it what
both.
it
Yeah,
is.
however you want to
too
phrase
much
it.
theme for a game, in my opinion.
For this game?
Yes.
Do you think it'd do better if they just made it abstract?
No.
No.
I don't think it's gonna do well anyway. Avalon Hill has no.
I just wonder. This game is. It's okay. Kingdoms is all right.
Why is it the third time it's done? I mean, if it's the third time it's done, is it because there's one person that's loving it and pushing it?
Oh, Reiner Keyes is no joke. Is really good about getting his games reprinted.
Wow, that's just
So he has an agent. They work really hard at it, and I actually do like Kingdoms. I want to just look it up and see what I've given it. I think I've given it a 7 or an 8.
Kingdoms is between a
actually.
6 and a 7 for me. It's fine. It's just very abstract.
Does it need 3 versions?
No, I've given it an 8.
Well, it's out of print.
They've changed the name already.
You got. You no longer own Kingdoms.
Apparently, I've given Cosmo Lancer an 8. Wait a minute.
Does that mean you don't review it?
That's weird because Beowulf the movie, the board game, they said replaced Kingdoms. Like, it's so
No,
dumb.
Beowulf was different because
It had 4 boards.
you had
and
different boards and you had new tiles per. Like, it followed the movie. It was very thematic, yeah?
It actually added too much. That's why I gave it a 7 instead of 8. I just think it's weird if you go to Beowulf the movie board game, it says re-implements Cosmo Lancer. No, it does not.
Oh, weird.
Cosmo Lancer.
Yeah, that's strange.
I like the look here. I don't know if the...
This is what the original game looked like.
No. Jeez.
There's your castles.
I looked into the light. I can't see anything now. I made it.
No, I don't know what we're looking at now.
I mean, I like
I
the
don't even know what
background
that
of that.
There's a large
Anyway,
version
you
of
just
it.
literally would place tokens and you would check your row and column and see how many points you got. It would positive or negative. Sometimes you place them to mess people up. It'd be like -4.
Right, you have your level 4
Yeah,
camera. I'll put a -6 whale there. Now you're getting -24
Yeah, some whales
points.
are ugly whales.
Oh my
okay?
gosh, I hate
And then
this
you got
game.
cute whales. They're worth positive points. You're publishing, you know,
Yeah.
in
No, I'm good.
International Geographic.
All right. I'm sure there's more news. There's a lot of different things that have happening over the past few weeks, but we'll get into it next week. For now, that's the board game news.
Hi, this is Rich Saunders from Co-op Gestalt, a place to talk about cooperative games, cooperative game mechanisms, and sometimes solo games. Today we're going to talk about cooperative tile laying games. In particular, we're going to talk about the game Run, Run, Run. This is the second edition of a game that got brought over on a Kickstarter, and it's a cooperative tile laying game. Now, one of the things that's interesting about this is that it's generally you can talk about stuff, but you're not allowed to have talk about what tiles you want to play during your turn. So this is the limited communication part of the game. So this basically makes it so that you can't have an alpha player saying, play this tile, play this tile, play this tile, and it gives you agency. However, we did find that even though you couldn't cooperate in a fine-grained manner to figure out which tiles to lay, what ended up happening was a form of cooperation which I called coarse-grained, where we more like, hey, you do a particular activity. You go take out the bad guy, you go build it out some more, you go build a sarcophagus. And that seemed to work pretty well. So we actually had fun playing Run, Run, Run. Cooperative tile laying games don't seem to bring up the fact that you want to try things out. So in a cooperative tile laying game, what do you want to do? You want to put out some tiles and see how they fit together. But one of the rules is that you can't let the other players see what your tiles are. So it seems strange that in games like this, and also Race to the Raft has the same mechanism, where you're not allowed to show the other players what your cards are or your tiles are. So in that case, we came up with a house rule, and it's not even much of a house rule. It's just that if you want to try to put your tiles out, you kind of tell everyone, hey, please look away while I play with my tiles, or you kind of hide them behind your hand. And I'm really surprised that more cooperative tile laying games don't do something like this, have a rule to this effect, because if you don't have this rule, some people might think, oh, I can't show anybody my tiles at all, so I can't even try it, and they might get frustrated that you can't try laying your tiles out. And this is one of, I think, the funnest things about cooperative tile laying games, is taking your tiles and trying stuff out, seeing if you can lay out the tiles. Anyway, do you have a house rule for cooperative tile laying games that's something like this? Let me know in the comments. This is Rich Saunders. Find us on the web at coopgestalt.com.
Barnes & Nobles, Costco's, Barnes & Nobles, Costco's.
Costco's?
Anyway, I just like adding S's to the end of words. Anyway,
Barnes & Noble.
That's interesting.
Barnes & Nobles. Barnes & Noble.
yes. Oh, wait,
know.
that works.
Oh, no.
You say Costco's? I can't even say it. Costco's?
I say we're going to Costco's because it's like you just add an S. Like I say, I'm going to the Smith's. So it's to me, it's the same
Because
thing.
there's multiple people there.
You know
It's like
what? It
the
doesn't
married
matter.
couple.
I'm just
It
gonna
does.
say
It's
it.
English. That's how it works.
Yeah, let's play Cosmo Lancers. This is-
No, I'm going to Costco's store. Costco
That makes
owns the
sense.
store.
Costco-
Oh, so you're just
stores.
shortening. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a contraction, but in a
Yeah.
sentence.
Yeah.
You just like leave words
It's
out.
a distraction. Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's talk about the Spiel Fair at Essen. The three of us, Chris, Mike, Emery, Kenny, Jason, and a group of amazing volunteers. Uli, Caro, Kirk, Borg, and
Chi-Chi.
yes. We had a great time. It was good. It was the most tired I've ever been at a convention, easily, because I had come almost directly from the World Series of Board Gaming. I would try to do less back-to-back. But had a great time. We kind of know the lay of the land now. Our booth was in the same spot as it was last year. But Carol and Udi did a great job putting it together. I was
Oh
very
my
proud
goodness.
if you came by. I
Amazing.
thought it looked really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And so it was nice to see everybody there. And we played some games at the booth. We went to other booths. And for us, in our perspective, also bringing back heavens knows how many
Lots
games.
of
A
heavy
decent
boxes.
amount of games. Yes.
Yeah.
There's an unboxing of the games we brought back on Sunday, and that does not include the 150 pounds of games that Kenny sent back.
Yeah, when are those
Oh,
arriving?
you're right. We're
Thursday.
missing things.
Thursday? Okay. A week?
Thursday next week. Okay, we're missing things because they're still. Yeah.
Yeah. We're missing probably about half, right?
No. We brought back.
3/4?
We're missing 3/4.
We're
No,
missing about a quarter, maybe. You
no,
think?
I don't think it's that high.
1/3 or 1/5.
I opened 8 suitcases
eighth.
of games.
Okay.
Each one was 50 to 70 pounds.
Okay.
All right.
We have 2 boxes, 70 pounds each coming.
Oh,
That's
just 2
a
boxes?
decent amount, though.
Okay.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah. Ooh, exciting.
Anyhow, so we already talked about the crowds and things. Overall, it was I personally like the new layout of the fair.
Yes.
It took a couple years, I think, to get used to that feeling, but I like now that if you go check out paintings, they are grouped up, and this
like
year they
that.
had the Golden Demon, too, so
Oh, I'm so
there
glad that was back.
And, yeah, I think it's good. The thematic groupings doesn't work for everything, and you do have a little bit of some weird areas where you're like,
Yes.
how did you end up here?
Right.
I guess it makes sense. They got to put you somewhere. You don't quite fit into a nice box, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's
I think it
become comfortable now.
Yeah, I think it kind of muddies when you're looking at board game companies specifically, but I love it, the outsider adjacent hobbies, that if you are going looking for a
Yeah.
manufacturer, they're all together.
Yeah.
If you're going for paints, you can kind of compare them. If you're going, I really like that feel. I'm most disappointed about the food this year, actually, though. That caught me off guard, was like the actual Galleria did not seem. I like that they had more crepes. That was good, but there's no spiral potatoes.
Nope.
There's only one place to get the currywurst, and it was cold. The 2 times I had currywurst was
cool.
it was
I didn't have it this whole year. I didn't
it was
have it.
it
yeah.
was not anyway. Yeah, I think the actual Galleria food was.
I
a
personally
step
wasn't
down.
as disappointed, but that's not because it wasn't worse, which it might have been. It's because I just ate before we came each day and
Yeah.
ate.
Yeah.
I had such a
Yeah.
good time going downtown and eating
Yeah.
that
Yeah, specifically, I'm talking about the food at the fair and the options
Right.
at the fair, where I think a step down. The crepes were fantastic, though.
But I think I'm guessing that the food stalls had to move out of the halls because they sold all their space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the only one that I saw inside the halls is the permanent fixture one.
Right.
A little corner in Hall 2 or whatever.
Which I don't think you should ever go to that one.
Yeah, it's rough. I've been there in the past. I didn't go this year, but it's if you need something real quick, you can go there. But
I mean, one of the nice things is like Hall 1, if you're a board gamer and you don't care about miniatures and collectible card games, you could skip it completely.
Yeah.
But if you're painting, you know that's where to go.
yes.
Well, Hall 1 also had like T-shirts and stuff. That was the one that had the retailer, like the store there, right, with all the different board game T-shirts and everything. Or was that 2?
That's one, I think.
I think
yeah,
it was one. It
the
was like
shirts.
right up next to the like mead and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Right
never
up
going to be
there.
perfect when you sort these things out. I mean, I could say I'll do
tricky.
a better job, but like it's like at the library. I put all the games together in spots, and you're like, well, where did this one go? I don't know. How about here? And then everyone complains.
Yeah.
But this year, I definitely noticed, as I said earlier, an increased running for hot games. I mean, good grief! On Thursday, and Friday, that seemed that all people were doing. I mean, people always come in and buy games, but there was no game that was the game.
There were a few that rose to the top. It seemed to be a heavy Euro game kind of year. There were a few games that rose to the top. SETI was
sold
hot.
over 3,000 copies.
That's not nothing.
And
Wow.
Glass Road sold out. People were running for Suki's game. Rafara.
Black Forest.
Rasafa
Rasafa.
was Suki's
That
game.
one, yeah.
No, Black Forest was Rosenberg game. I'm saying that sold out.
Okay, but that one
but
did
Suki's
big
game,
too.
Rasafa. I'm never going to remember the name of his game.
Nope.
Rasafa. That was pretty hot. And then, of course, in the main gaming hall, the Hall 5, where they have the German companies, there's no question Lord of the Rings Duel was the belle of the ball there.
Right.
But, of course, Lorcana was huge again.
Oh, really? I didn't hear anything about it.
That's because in Hall 5, it was all over the place in Hall 5.
I mean, I saw it everywhere, but I didn't hear anybody talking about it or running for it or anything.
I think the audience for that has now
Okay.
gone back to the CCGs. The board gamers were like, ooh,
Got it.
neat. Anyway,
Yeah.
and the
Got
CCG people are playing it.
Interesting.
Duck and Cover sold 3,000 copies. So, yes,
Wow.
that's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think that goes to your point. I mean, we just talked about how many games. There wasn't one that were like, oh, it's not like the Disney Lorcana at that time at Gen Con, which was the
Right.
thing. There's not the game of Essen. It was kind of a split focus.
Which I think in some ways is good because I don't mind there being a split focus. Then it's neat when there's that one game that everyone's playing. Unless you don't like it, then you're like, ugh.
Right.
But it's neat to see all these games all over the place. I was just amazed. I ran into designers and publishers. If you're like, you can't do that. You can't go to San Diego Comic-Con and walk and run around a corner and meet Tom Cruise.
Right.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
possible.
No.
But
right.
you could meet Rainer Knizia, Uwe Rosenberg, Vlada Kovacsal in the same day. And you don't have to be anyone special.
Right.
They're just walking
Right.
around. It's
Yeah.
really neat.
Well, and there were some there too that didn't have a booth. I mean, I know Red Raven Games, Ryan and Mallory were both there and didn't have a booth. They were just walking around, you know.
Sure.
They were doing meetings and stuff, but also just attending. And so I think that's unique to Essen as well. Whereas
And there were signings of things also, and you have artists and designers drawing in your game or signing your game. I know they did a decent amount of that there. You can just stand up in that, stand in a line and go
Right.
do that.
But even outside that, I mean, you had like painters there. Squidmar was there at the Vallejo booth.
I don't know what that means.
Squidmar is
It's just the name of the channel.
Kind of like the Dice Tower, but it's in the painting. So Squidmar is.
Because I saw you get excited about that. Like,
I got excited. I did.
is that
I
a
got it.
character from SpongeBob?
No. It's a YouTube channel. It's called Squidmar, and it's two guys that do painting and painting videos and stuff. I really like them a lot.
Definitely, though, Z mentioned it was the year of heavy Euro games. Oh, my word. We're sitting
Which
on
is
like
nice,
30
yeah.
of them.
That doesn't mean that there weren't the trick-taking games, the little games. I did see a pull back on roll and writes. I think I noticed that shifting down.
Trick taking is moving into its spot.
Trick-taking is still there, but definitely roll and rides, flip and rides seem to be cooling down.
I think so. Right.
You know what I mean? But the heavy Euro games were there. It was nice to see that. Yeah, if that's your vibe, you had an embarrassment of riches this year. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know it's going to be interesting to see which rise to the top at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Civolution was very hot because it's the new Stefan Feld game, but also was missing some pieces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have
I didn't
production
hear about
issues.
that.
They have to.
What
send out
company is
some-
that? Who published it?
The one it used to be,
Right at the beginning of Hall 3.
It's not Pegasus, right?
no, it's not. It used to be, it was a game that Stronghold Games owned that company, but then they got bought by Asmund, Plan to Be. It's a brand new, I forget the name of
Oh,
the
I don't
company
know.
now.
Somebody
yes,
will
right.
tell us
I
momentarily.
know exactly where it is. It's
Yeah, it's right in front.
Hall
Yeah,
B.
right in the top of Hall 3. I don't know. I can point to it in a map, but.
So
Yeah, interesting.
they did a demo haul on Wednesday of board games for like media and stuff, and I thought that was the best they've ever done,
I agree.
especially considering that last year was the worst
deep
they
print.
ever did.
Yeah, deep print is it. Right.
Oh, how did that?
Deep print, thank you.
Oh, yeah. How did that meetup go in Hall 7?
The
I
snack
think
thing?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Well, I don't know. I had a meeting. I couldn't go to it.
Oh, I thought you said you were going.
Snack thing.
I don't know. There's a meetup of people from like all over the world. It's like, bring a snack from where you're from.
Someone on
and-
BGG organized a snack meetup in Hall 7, that big empty hall.
Yeah.
I thought you
What?
said you went.
Huh?
You came by the booth. You're like, I have a meeting, but I'm going to go do this first
well,
to get it.
No, I said, if someone else can go by and get video, that'd be great.
That is not how I interpreted it. If I knew that, I totally would have. I thought you said, I'm going to go do this, so I'm leaving early for my
I
meeting.
could have had weird snacks.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's a prearranged. It's like a
Would you have
math
brought something?
I think everyone brings snacks in and they share.
It's like a math trade. Is that what you almost said?
Interesting. It's a math trade for snacks. I like this.
I love it.
Huh. Okay.
I went to the Golden
still,
Demon
to
Awards.
this day,
That was fun.
salivate over that one time we had. You were getting those boxes from all over the world with snacks,
yeah.
and they had potato chips that tasted like fried eggs. Yeah, but
No, that's not.
sounds
a good
weird,
face.
right?
Yeah, that sounds like a no-go.
it was so good
Where's
because
it
tastes
from?
like the crispy.
I still
outside.
get those boxes, you know.
Do you have some?
No.
Of those
Have any
fried
fried
egg
egg
chips?
chips? Potato
my family
chips?
eats them. I never
Where are the
even
fried
see
egg
them.
chips,
Where
Tom?
where'd they come from?
Somebody hook it up with the fried egg chips.
Where were they from, Z?
They were from the earth.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know, woman.
What do you mean?
I
That's
don't
the whole
know where
point
they
of
were
boxes,
from.
to try
I remember
different
trying it
places,
and going,
man.
this tastes like the outside of a crispy fried egg.
Just the outside. Did it have
Yeah.
a runny
Anyway.
oak? What do you dip them in? Hot
Anyway.
sauce?
Nothing, my mouth.
We stayed downtown, and were able to take the train in and out. There was no problems, no strikes this year. That all went
There was a fire.
pretty smoothly, except for the one day when I forgot keys. But I enjoyed that area a lot. The Essen has like a light show.
Yeah, we've
things.
coincided with the Festival of Lights.
And it's amazing.
We'll miss that next year. I forgot about that.
But it might snow.
Oh, that's okay.
It's
You
not
let her
going to
snow.
snow. Somebody in the comments was like, it will not snow.
That person.
Don't burst no bubbles.
Yeah. You know what? You're uninvited. Essen doesn't want you.
Anyway, no, you're right. I guess it's it's this really cool Festival of Lights where they are shining lights on buildings. There's ethereal music going on, booths selling popcorn and churros for some reason, and strange things. It's really cool, and we're very close to it.
I found some cotton candy.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that was information not shared.
It was good.
But yeah, it was a long. It's a long day. We had a great pizza party, by the way, for our Kickstarter backers. That went really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was a long day each day. But I felt like we got to see everything. If I was visiting an affair as a attendee, I think I would go for 2 days. Unless I was trying to play games, in which case you need to go for 4 days.
That's what I say. I think it depends because I think that's byproduct of this job. I'm just going to go and get the stuff and come home and play it. If I was going as an attendee and I wanted to play the games before I bought, then I would want all 4 days.
Sure,
It's
but I'm
very
saying if you're
hard to
going just to
play
buy
there.
games.
Right.
Some people do that. A lot of people, they drive in, they fill their car with games, and they drive out.
It's hard, though, to play games at
I think you
Spiel,
schedule them a
so-
lot of the time, and you just have to get on and schedule them
There
before
you go again, scheduling things. You just show up.
Actually, look at
No,
all
that's not
these-
what you do. You have to schedule because
Well,
I'd
some
be
of
at
them
a
you
booth.
can't schedule. Some of them you just got to stand there like this around the people, and they're waiting for them to finish their game, and then you sit down.
But I was at a couple plays where people would come up and they're like, "Oh, do you have an appointment booked?" No, sorry, we're all booked up. Try for tomorrow. So
is
like,
that-
they
oh,
they
really?
really do schedule the games out that you have to try to fit in.
I wouldn't want to schedule all my games though. That would be stressful to me. That I have to run from one game to the next, and what if this game goes long, and you're like, I didn't know this game was going to take.
Well, they're
this
demos,
long.
and I mean, I think you're just like, "Hey, I have somewhere else to go."
I did
but
notice-
at least I would rather that than not know and spend $120 plus pack it all the way home just to not like it.
I did notice this year, it seemed like, from what I heard, that they were more willing to show you a part of a game and then move you along and have new people sit down.
Yeah, that's never been a
Oh.
thing at Essen, and I'm
Oh,
glad
interesting.
that that's coming in because I feel like that helps everyone.
Yeah.
You know, letting 4 people play a 2-hour game rather than let 16 people play 30 minutes of that
Yeah,
game just
yeah.
makes more sense to me.
Well, as well as you're seeing, I remember they did that for Unconscious Minds when I did it, and they brought you in the middle of the game. That way you're seeing kind of the meat of the game.
What are you always add
and
S's
so-
to the end of words?
What'd I say?
Minds.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Boom!
Because I really do struggle with that.
Yeah, Costco's.
It's called
But
pot
yeah,
kettle.
I think that's the only way I've ever demoed a game. I've never demoed an entire game at a convention, so maybe that's
Yeah.
just
But
you know.
Over there, I know that that's more common, unless it's like a
Interesting.
4-hour game. But
Yeah.
like, you'll sit down, you play a whole game.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
But it seemed like they were trending. They're starting to trend towards, we're showing you a sample of a game. We're
Right.
going to move you along. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's good.
We had a lot of fun. We want to say thank you to the different sponsors, especially to the OP and to All Play for sponsoring us. We got to play games. I was at their booths. But we also want to say a huge thank you to all of you. I mean, I come back from Essen always feeling very happy about my job because people are so nice and tell you the nicest things at the Spiel. They really do. People come up and are very, very warm and welcoming. I had just so many good interactions, saying hi to people and having a good time there. And I know a lot of people miss us because we're not in the booth all the time. We're going around. But, I mean, I probably took several hundred pictures just talking to people. It was great.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's revitalizing.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll come back. No, I don't want people to get all frantic.
Only if it snows.
Our goal is to come back in 2025. I'm pretty sure I'm having Uli and Carol, get that booth registered as soon as we can. Just me later. So we'll come back in the snow.
Yes.
I gotta bring a beanie and a scarf.
Yeah.
I can take my snow boots. I
Show
still
up in
have my
mittens.
snow boots.
I would love for it to be.
It'd be so good.
Even
I can't remember
colder,
it snowing in October when I was a kid.
No.
Yeah.
There's
Anyway.
no way, but it'll be fun.
Maybe it's the first year. El Nino. Anyhow, that's it for today, folks, or at least for this thing. We'll be back in 4 hours with crowd surfing, talking about some Kickstarter Game Found projects, and we'll see you then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Camilla.
Have fun. Going back to Essen or whatever. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. And you can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.